Let us see today what is counseling for breastfeeding. That means a woman who has delivered, she will be feeding her baby. So we are going to learn about how to do counseling or how to make the mother understand about breastfeeding. So let us understand what is counseling. Counseling is a way of working with people in which you understand how they feel. So it is not talking, it is not teaching. Counseling is something different. That means we work with the people. Here we are working with the postnatal mother, in which you as counselor, you as nurse will understand how the mother feels and help them to decide what to do. That means you are making the mother to know what is expected out of her. Now let us see what is counseling for breastfeeding or breastfeeding counseling. Now counseling a postnatal mother in relation to breastfeeding, its problems, the various concerns, various issues which will eventually lead to effective breastfeeding. So let us see how this counseling can be carried out. Now this counseling is a skill, so it can be carried out, or there are three methods by which we can carry it on. The first is listening and learning. This is the most important step of counseling. The second is building confidence and giving support. The third is checking the understanding. Now let us understand one by one. So we go for the first one, listening and learning. Now under this also there are 6 skills which will help us to achieve the skill of listening and learning. So the first skill under this is use helpful non-verbal communication. Now non-verbal communication is a very important part of any communication. Under this, keep your head straight. When you are talking to the mother, keep the level of the head at the level of the women. Keep appropriate distance. That means you cannot stand far away and you are doing counseling. You have to take a stool or a chair at the bedside and sit down there. Pay attention. That means you should be attentive to what the mother is talking. Now remove barriers. This means the barriers here I mean are that you cannot do counseling and side by side attend your phone calls. Side by side look at your watch and see, oh my God, it is getting late. So you are not giving a positive non-verbal communication. So the mother, it is not helpful for the mother. Then take time. The counseling takes time. You have to be patient. You have to give this message to the mother that you are for her, you are giving her time. And touch appropriately. Now this touch appropriately means, see, everyone likes, a touch by the health worker. But think of a male nurse touching a female postnatal mother may not be comfortable. So the touch has to be appropriate and whenever required, not unnecessary. So the second skill under the listening and learning is ask open question. Now when I say open question means, we all know there are 2 types of questions, closed-ended and open-ended. Now open-ended questions give the mother the scope to express completely or to explain completely. Since the terms as how, what, when, where, why, these terms when used are generally open-ended questions. Now as we see in the example, closed-ended questions, do you breastfeed your baby? So what the answer will be? Yes or no. So there is no scope for the mother to explain. Now open-ended question as we see here, how are you feeding your baby? So we are giving scope to the mother. She will say, I'm sitting down, I feed the baby every 2 hourly, I feed the baby in the night also. So we are getting the complete picture of her breastfeeding pattern. So the closed-ended questions, does your baby sleep with you? So again here the mother will say, no, yes or no. Okay, then next here is use responses and gestures which show interest. See, our responses and gestures will tell the mother that how much we are interested in listening to her. So the gestures, as I said earlier also, that your body language, your relaxed body, all these things give a message to the mother that yes, you are there for her, you are interested in her. Now the fourth skill, reflect back on what the mother says. So if the mother says that I do not have enough milk, so the questions like, do you think you have enough milk? So mother, you are reflecting to what the mother said. Why does she think that? She says that she has low milk supply. So one has to reflect back to what the mother is saying. It can be that he does not seem to want to suckle from me. That means the mother may say this. So has he had any bottle feeding? How long has he been refusing? He seems to be refusing to suckle. So these are the questions, they will reflect to what the mother is complaining or what the mother is expressing. Now skill 5 is the most important, empathize. Show that you understand how she feels. So empathy is very similar to sympathy, but in sympathy it is like, in empathy you are putting yourself in that situation and trying to feel that yes, oh, I can feel that, I understand that, I can relate to what you are saying. So the mother may say, my husband says our baby is old enough to stop breastfeeding now. So my baby wants to feed so often at night that I feel exhausted. How many times does he feed altogether? Does he wake you up every night? No, the last statement, you are really tired with the night feeding, shows that you have empathy for the mother, that she is tired and she is finding difficult to breastfeed the baby in the night. So I feel there is no milk in my breast. This may be the mother's statement, and my baby is a day old already. So she may have concern and she may say that the baby is already 1 day old, I don't have milk in the breast. So you are upset because your breast milk has not come in yet. So these statements are showing concern towards her. Has he started suckling yet? It always takes few days for breast milk to come in. So you are given the pertinent and the factual information, and you have shown your concern or empathy towards the mother. Now skill 6, avoid using words which sound judgmental or which judge the baby or the mother. Statement like, does he suckle well? So well means judging. Are his stools normal? Again we are judging. Is he gaining enough weight? Again judgmental words. Now we are coming to the next skill for building confidence and giving support. Now under this also there are various steps, or you can say subheadings, and there are different skills by which the mother will show confidence and will give support, or we will be able to support her. So skill 1 is accepting, means responding in a neutral way and not disagreeing or agreeing. So that means whatever statement is given by the mother, we neither disagree or agree, and we are neutral. Reflecting back and responses and gestures which show interest are both useful ways to show acceptance. So in the previous skill we have seen that reflecting back and responses and gestures, that goes towards the acceptance by the mother. Now skill 2, recognize and praise what a mother and baby are doing right. Now under this it means that the mother should be recognized, the mother should be appreciated. Suppose she has got ample knowledge or correct knowledge about breastfeeding and skill of breastfeeding, that means the technique of breastfeeding she knows is right, and the baby is also doing the good sucking or right sucking. So we must appreciate, these all things will take long way to the acceptance. Okay, now skill 3, give practical help. Here the mother says that her baby is not sucking. Okay, so the response, now which response is appropriate? There can be two responses. You should let the baby suckle now to help your breast milk come in. And there can be another statement, let me try to make you more comfortable and then I will bring you a drink. So the last statement where you are showing or you are giving practical help, you are telling her that I am there with you, I'll make you comfortable and then you can enjoy your drink also. Okay. Now skill 4, give little but relevant information. Now little or relevant information is like, your statements, your information should not be, too elaborative. Whatever is very important to the mother or whatever is appropriate to the mother, we should be giving that. Okay, then using simple language. The fourth skill and fifth skill are nearly synonymous. So the language should be very simple, very brief, and it should be understandable. It should not be too elaborate. Now sixth skill, make 1 or 2 suggestions, not commands. Now we will say here the command can be keep the baby in bed with you so that he can feed at night. Now this same thing can be conveyed in this manner. It might be easier to feed him at night if he slept in bed with you, or it can be, would it be easier to feed him at night if he slept with you? So these are the suggestions. See, when you give suggestion, you are giving a scope to the mother to think also. She is also involved in the breastfeeding process. But when you give command, she has to just follow. She doesn't have any choice to think or get involved in the feeding process. Okay, so again the command can be feed him more often whenever he is hungry, and then your breast milk supply will increase. Now this same thing can be said as, would you be able to breastfeed him more often? This is a good way to build up your good milk supply. So this is a suggestion. Now the last step or last skill in order to complete the counseling is checking understanding. Checking understanding means that did the counseling which is given to her has helped any change in understanding or any change in the information what she had about breastfeeding. That is what it means, checking understanding. Now when we do the counseling of mothers, now these days there are many mothers who will be working. So we need to tell the mothers that how do they manage breastfeeding their babies once they are going for their job. Exclusive breastfeeding should be given till the time the mother is at home on maternity leave. And they should start training or giving cup feeding or glass feeding, whatever is being given, or katori spoon or paleta feeding before going to work, so that the family members know how it is to be done. Now continue breastfeeding at night, early morning, at any time you are at home. That means when you are or when the postnatal mother is at home, not going for work on maternity leave, try to give the breastfeeding only or exclusive breastfeeding for 6 months. Now learn to express breast milk soon after your baby is born. Even the mothers should be taught how to express the breast milk as soon as the baby is born, because sometimes the mother may land up with engorgement of breast, or once she joins the office, she might express and keep the milk at home, and also in office she can express and bring that milk home so that the family can feed the baby. Now express your breast milk before you go for work. So ideally what should be done? The mother should express, like the maybe last feed she has given at 10 o'clock. Then whenever she gets up from sleep, if the baby is not demanding feed, she should express and keep it in the fridge 24 hours. In the fridge it can be kept, the express milk can be safely kept. Then breastfeed your baby before expressing. Now always the expression should be done followed by the breastfeeding. That means the baby to be breastfed and then the expression. But sometimes, there can be situations like engorgement of breast. The breast is very hard. The moment the baby sucks, it may be painful. So manually the expression should be done and then give to the baby. But in normal circumstances, breastfeeding followed by the expression. That is the way it should go on. Then teach the caretaker properly and carefully not to use the bottle. So the bottle feeding should not be done at all. And do not give pacifier to the baby, and the family member or the husband or mother-in-law, whoever has to take care of the baby should learn how to give the top feeding. Then express breast milk 2 to 3 times while at work. There are many offices where there is a place, there is a room where the woman can go, express the breast milk, keep in the fridge and bring it 2-3 times. She can express, bring it home, and once she comes home she can take rest, she can do her household work, and in the meantime the baby can be given the express breast milk, and then she can start once she has relaxed and she is free from the household responsibilities, she can directly feed the baby. Now there can be situations where the baby refuses the breastfeed and starts crying or keeps crying. There can be illness, pain, sedation, infection, some brain damage, pain from the bruises, like the mother had vacuum delivery, forceps delivery. The baby's nose can be blocked. This is a very common reason the baby may refuse feeding. Sore mouth, the baby may have thrush or teething. Caffeine in coffee, tea, colas, they all pass through the breast milk. This can upset the baby. Now difficulty with breastfeeding technique. So the mother may not be knowing the exact technique. As a result, the baby may refuse. Pacifier, bottle feeding, not getting enough milk, mother shaking the breast, restricting feeds, oversupply of breast milk. The baby is taking and milk is flowing so fast that baby may, get aspirated. As a result, baby may refuse. Now there are some changes which can upset the baby. Separation from the mother, new caretaker, too many caretaker, changes in the family routine, changes in perfume. If the mother starts menstruating, that smell also can disturb the baby. Then there can be situations when the breast milk is not enough. Apparent refusal can be, the rooting reflex may not be very well developed, and there can be distraction when the baby is 4 to 8 months, and above 1 year the weaning is started and baby may refuse. Now there are reliable signs of not getting enough breast milk. Poor weight gain, less than 500 grams in a month, and less than birth weight after 2 weeks. Passing small amounts of concentrated urine, less than 6 times a day, yellow and strong smelling. Now there are most common reasons of not enough breast milk. Delayed start. See, these are the most common reason we come across in the hospitals, that why the breast milk is not enough. The delay start. Ideally, all the babies should be started breastfeeding within half an hour in normal delivery, and after cesarean within 1 hour. So this delay can delay the process of initiation of breastfeeding. Poor support, poor attachment, feeding at fixed time, which should be demand feeding, not at fixed time. Infrequent feeding, no night feeds. Night feeds are very, very important because the production of prolactin is more in the night. Short feeds, bottles, pacifier and any other fluid like water tea given to the baby. So that is all about the counseling for breastfeeding. Next we will learn about the technique of breastfeeding. Now we have counseled the mother about the breastfeeding. Now we need to tell her the exact method of giving breastfeeding or the technique. Thank you.